Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. If you're new here, we work on a bunch of old cable machines like this one back behind me. So this is a machine that we acquired a few years ago and just finally got it moved to the house. There's another one on the way, probably next week. But this is the older of the two 10Bs. So my plan is, we got the bucket chained up in the air here. The cable's broken for the hoist, and probably throw some cable on it just so I don't got to worry about that breaking on me while I'm around it. I'll probably put the bucket on the ground once I get it over closer to the garage. Got a chain hooked to the bottom to drag it with the 270A. That backhoe's been running great with that area diesel service pump. Let's check out some of the stuff here. That almost looks like it was part of the manifold. Big wrench. Maybe that's like a window frame part. I found nothing much really in the... It's probably a link for the track chain. Was able to get this open. That's the stuff that was in here. We got serial number 20921. These are your swing clutches and travel clutches on this side. I don't know what that's for. I remember this is the one that I had cranking over. I believe this engine's free. Got good oil in it. Here's our fuel tank on this side. That's the guard that goes over the steering. Here's our hand crank. Here's our travel chains. I took these off for the move because I didn't want to lose them. There's a... It's like somebody had a makeshift fuel set up down on here. A reach rod for one of the controls. Here's your hoist clutch and brake, and then that's your drag clutch and brake. Got some guarding. There's your boom hoist. There's fuel tank drain. Throttle. Alright, I think that's, we'll start by cleaning some of this crap out of here so we don't make such a mess pressure washing, and then we'll try to wash as much of the crud out as possible. Time to fire up the pressure washer. Get the rest of this stuff out of here. I dropped the battery. Alright, so we're back to working on this 10B. I've been fiddling around a little bit. I got a different starter solenoid on this. This is the old one. You can see this thing's pretty damn heavy. And it was working until it wasn't. So about a year ago I was working on this and I had it cranking over, but the contact in this was shot. So I just swapped it out with one I had. And I got some rigging going on here just to get this thing so that it'll crank. So it'll spin. I think first thing I want to do is pull the plugs and try to blow some of the crud out of the cylinders. As you can see here, we have no exhaust manifold at all. It is completely rotted away. I blew past the cylinders with the air gun, try to give it like the Venturi effect, and it sucked a lot of crud out. But I want to pull these plugs and take a look down the cylinders, put some oil in there, and maybe try to blow any more crud out of there. Alright, we got all the plugs out. I think we'll get the bore scope and we'll look in each of the cylinders. Take a little air pressure here and see about blowing out the cylinder a little bit. So I load up the cylinders with some oil. Alright, I guess we'll give her a crank and see if we got spark. Got 6 chances to see it here. No spark. So let's go down to the mag. Alright, so here's our Bosch mag. Let's remove this wire here, make sure this isn't the reason killing our spark, but at the bare minimum probably just gotta clean the points. But I'm gonna try this first. So I'm gonna go check real quick. Nope, still no spark. So let's remove this cover. I think the points might be behind this. Yep. So there's our points. I'm gonna see if I can get in there and try to clean them up. Let's try it again. I got the points cleaned a little bit. Let's see if we get anything on these. All right, let's put the plugs in. Let's see what it does. We gotta get our clutch disengaged here. Alright, so the easiest way I've found to deal with frozen linkages and stuff is to break them up into smaller sections. So we've got the bell crank here and the lever going up, or the reach rod going up to the lever. Now, this is seized. Like, I can't even move it. You can see, I can't even move this. Or this. This one we can. That one we can. And this one we can, but it's stiff. Got the clevis pin free. Freed up. Now we can plop the linkage back together. All right. Let's try that. Holy sh... Can you guys believe that? I'm gonna remove the carb. See if we can get this thing to run on gasoline.
Alright, let's see if we can go and do something with this.
Well, it definitely needs a carb kit pretty bad. The gasket shot. It's pretty cruddy inside. So, I don't know. We'll see how it runs. Just the way it is. Actually, this is a homemade gasket even. I'm not gonna go crazy on this. See, the float's been soldered before. So it's a week later. I'll spend a little time trying to free some of this stuff up. So what I'm going to work on today is this is the gear for the steering, and it's got a little jaw clutch down here. So the interlock, it's run by this rod here off the house lock, and it shifts this gear in and out with this jaw clutch. So when you're ready to travel, it'll engage this jaw clutch, and when you're ready to dig and you unlock the house, it'll disengage this. So I'm going to work on maybe getting this out first, and then we'll work on seeing about trying to free this up. So we've got the rosebud. So let's start heating. Probably don't want to touch that. There we go. That's gotta be it. Come on. Woo! Oh. Made a lot of progress with freeing up the controls. Got the brake lock working. Got this drag clutch mostly freed up. Our hoist clutch is moving all right. Got our travel swing lever moving, but we need the machine running to actually get it into each gear. Our house lock is free. Freed up the governor control. So you can see that's moving now. Gonna cut some wire rope. We gotta replace this hoist cable, and the one side of the drag cable's broke. So we're gonna replace the drag rope on at least one side of the machine. The other side's been replaced already. See, she's broken half. So there's just a cable becket on the end here. It's got the old bolt with no nut retainer on it. So we can bring this over, knock this wedge out. On this end of the drum, there's a wedge right here, and I already knocked it loose a little bit. So we just got to drive that out. Whew. There's our wedge. Alright, so I want to check the silent chain case and then the gearbox, the gear case. So on 10Bs they have an oil pump that circulates oil through the whole gear train. And these big castings, they tend to get water in them, they sweat, and sometimes they're like this one, the top cover was open to the elements. So I've already loosened up the plugs. On the side here, right here's the level for the chain case, and this is the drain, and then you fill it through the top. The gear case in the back here has a level plug. So I already broke all these free, and I'm going to change the oil in this one at least. So first we'll see if we get any water. And we're packed solid. Well, there's water. We might not get any oil. Alright, let's pull the level plug. Man, it's more like grease in there, what's left. So I'm thinking we won't be filling that with oil. We're gonna put some diesel in there, some old diesel. See if we can get that stuff to break up. All right, so here's our gear case. These are your two swing clutches or travel clutches, and this is your chain drive coming off your PTO. So I'm just gonna put some diesel in this. I can get up here without falling down. So I'll let that run around in there, soak in, and try to loosen up all that gunk. This is our dipstick for checking the gear case. Ugh. Well, at least there's something in it. Let me get a rag and we'll wipe that off. Alright, got a rag. I guess that's our full mark. But let's go underneath and we'll see about getting some water out of this, because there's definitely water in it, and that could be giving us a false oil level. So we're back underneath. Alright, got this plug loose. We got some water dripping out. Huh. Oh boy, there's a lot in there. A whole lot. It's all water. That's not good.